Hi friends. Today I'm working in a grid journal. This is about a 5x7 journal that I've divided it up with 2-inch squares. And I started with a watercolor crayon and a China marker. With the watercolor crayon, I was able to add some water to that and just get a little bit of a wash on there, which I really like, and just add a little bit to each one of the squares. And I'm also using acrylic inks, and I will leave uh, supply list in the description of this so you know exactly what colors I'm using because I don't remember, to be honest. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I used a brown and I did dry it in between, and now I'm adding this lovely green. If you've never used acrylic inks, they are very highly pigmented and very watery. You can use them like a watercolor, or you can use them more as like an acrylic paint if you just let them dry. As you brush them on, you could layer them on to get a really deep color, and they're a lot of fun. And now I'm adding pieces of collage. I have a sheet here that has just little numbers on that, and I'm just tearing out the numbers and adding them to a square here and there. The collage pieces I'm using are very neutral because I want them to be cohesive with this, with the browns and also the background color of this paper, um, because I'm going to be adding some bright orange, and I want the bright orange and the green to kind of stand out. So just using some neutral colors here. Um, and here I'm tearing up some pieces of dictionary paper, which I really like. I like the thinness of it. I like how the words are very close together, a little different than just a regular book. And I think that's just kind of a fun thing to add. And some of them are going upside down, right side up, sideways. I don't really care about what it says. I just want to see that text on there. I really enjoy that. So I'm here, I'm adding, I didn't think I was going to be adding it to every single square of with the dictionary paper, but looks like I did, which is fine. Um, and then just clean it off my hands, sticky. I am using a glue stick, just a regular glue stick. You can use anything you like. Being in a journal like this, I just find it kind of easy, especially when you're working this small. Um, and here you're seeing me add the orange. I'm using a brush to kind of spread it around a little bit, but I'm also keeping some of the areas where I did some circles and stuff. I wanted to keep it a circle, and so didn't want to blend everything in. And again, you'll have to dry in between if you want to add any more color or paint or any more collage. And you'll see in a minute, I'm going to end up taking a tissue here to blot out some of that so I could keep going because I'm impatient. Um, and let's see, here I'm putting some titanium white paints with my finger. My finger is my favorite tool. And what I'm doing here is I'm um, kind of softening the edges of the collage pieces. I don't like those really abrupt edges. I kind of want things to blend in a little bit. And here I'm adding some more marks with just a 2B pencil, just giving a little interest, which I really find so fun to do. And decided that I need a little bit more white in some of these little squares. They are really just their own little paintings, which are really cute. Um, Again, drawing in between. I think I will be adding some other marks here with a China pencil as soon as I get this dried. And, oh, no, I didn't. I went with the Posca pen. So these are acrylic paint pens, a Posca pen, really fun. They have come with great colors. This is kind of an off-white color. Just adding some marks, lines, and dots just to give a little bit more interest over the kind of larger shapes of the brown. And here I use the China marker to add some more darker lines and circles. And as you know, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love circles. And so I just added a little bit more interest. And here I'm using a little mat that I cut out, and just so I can see the composition and seeing if it needs anything else, and which is a good way to just to see just the composition. And these are fun things to do when you're trying to, figure out a composition for a painting. Like any of these could be blown up into be a bigger painting, and they're just a fun little exercise. I just great fun. Um, and so I'm just going back through and adding here and there when I felt I needed a little bit more. And again, a lot of white, adding that back in, which is good. That one probably used some green. I should have done that, but anyway, they're kind of fun. Adding those little dots there on that one helped it for sure. And yeah, so if you have not tried grid journaling, I highly recommend. It's very fun. You can do any sorts of size of squares and or circles, whichever shape. And so this is the end result. I think they're a lot of fun. And like I said, any of these could be its own painting. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you subscribe, tell a friend. Really helps my channel, and hope you guys have a great creative day. Thanks.